welcome back to another video. No messing around with B-roll when I park the car. No shots of me walking through gates or through fences and over paths and stuff. I just wanted to get a picture, which I've done. It's a very basic one, but I wanted to make sure that I had photo. I didn't want to waste time, not waste time, but I didn't want to distract myself with the video in and stop myself looking for compositions. So let's turn you there. So it's really simple. It is just a top-down shot of a dead leaf that's obviously fallen off a tree and is resting on the bracken. There's a nice contrast in colours. There's nice detail there. I've put the circular polarizer on that didn't make too much of a difference. There's not much suntan. It is quite shaded here, but it did make a tiny bit of a difference. So it was worth doing. The settings were, hang on a second, 60th of a second, f4, ISO 250. There is slight movement in the tree or in the bracken here that I wanted to obviously freeze. So I could have gone down to ISO 100, but that would have meant dropping the shutter speed. I was a bit worried about motion blur. So yeah, first photo. There's loads of opportunity here, I think. I just haven't found the right composition yet. There's dying leaves that are bright yellow, sort of drooping over all this bracken. So I reckon if I keep looking and I don't give up, I'm going to find something worth photographing. So let's have a wander and see what else I can find. Okay, so I have walked not far. I was over there when I spoke to you last, but this tree here, where are we? Doing it again. This tree here has caught my eye. It's been lit beautifully from the sun to the left. So the sun's coming in from sort of this way, hitting this side of the tree here. And there's some nice golden bracken underneath. I'm really struggling with this tree here. And also there is a green sort of a piece of, it looks like heather, bracken stuff that just won't give up this winter, this autumn. And it's still quite green. I think it's bracken anyway. But I just like the way it's lit and it stands out from the darkness around it. So we're going to grab that before the sun goes and hopefully we can make something of this. So let's get this sorted. Sun should last, I hope. It's not too much cloud in the sky, but it is going to cloud over soon. So I think it's probably a good idea if I first of all put the tripod the right way around, which would help. Look at that light. Come on, Rich, don't hang around. Let's get the camera out. Okay, I would move the tripod so you can see what I'm doing, but I don't think I have time, so sorry about that. Oh, why do I keep doing... I always forget to tighten one of these damn things up. Okay, maybe too much sun now, I'm not sure. Right, let's get it composed on the screen and then we'll... So we've got 24 to 105. Let's turn that ISO down all the way to 100. Shutter speed can come up. We are on manual focus. Zooming in to lock the focus on the leaves, on the shiny tree. Right, sun is too bright. Let's get a polarizer on, see if we can help with some of this. Should make a massive difference, bearing in mind the position of the sun. Yeah, it does. So that looks better. I think this might be a square crop, because a square crop gets rid of that angle that I was worried about. Okay, but after being worried, so I was worried about the sun not disappearing, but the sun is now just too bright. So I'm going to wait a second and I'm going to hope that it goes down. My settings are 1/80th of a second f4, at 100 ISO. Slightly unlevel. Let's sort that out first. Sun's too bright now because it's brightening. All those dark trees behind it that made the photo have now just been lit up by the sun. So I'm going to turn this filming off and I'm going to be here waiting for the sun to go just a little bit. Yeah, not having much luck at the moment. The sun is still really harsh and it's just too contrasty, and it just looks like a big shining blob. You can see what the sort of sun is hitting by just looking at this bracken here. Look, I have taken one. Not sure if it's going to be any good. It will go on the screen. I'm going to give it a few more minutes and then I might just move on. It's not nothing special anyway, that photo, so if I get nicer light. Feels like it's dropped a little bit. Maybe it's gone behind a bit of cloud. We'll try one now. I mean, there's one on my screen now that you can't see, but it'll be on the screen in a minute if it's the best one. It's not too bad. We'll take one more and then I'll do something else. I think I'm forever adjusting cameras. That's my job. Right, microphone. Still got my microphone. I think I found something. I watched a video yesterday on Creative Live. I don't know if anyone's heard of it. It's just learning videos, top tips, things like that, where it sort of gives you advice on many things. One of the things they were talking about in the video that I watched, this still isn't level. Okay, that'll have to do. One of the things that somebody said that gives you nice, don't forget I'm learning this. I've been doing this for 2 or 3 months now, so I'm reading and watching videos and stuff like that, trying to pick up the basics, I guess. And one of the things they've said is depth, have depth. And I've always heard about foreground interest and things like that, but I think I've got something here that I haven't set it up in camera yet, so I'm being totally upfront with everyone. You need something from the beginning from the start of the picture to the end of the picture, from the bottom to top, or foreground to background, however you look at it, that gives the viewer interest, that gives the photo depth. And what I've got here is I've got this amazing moss-covered roots of this tree. Halfway through the picture, there's a fallen tree that is running off diagonally into the distance, almost leads up to this gnarly old, I don't know, 100-year-old tree with all its branches going off and winding. I'm going to see if I can get all of those things in focus and see what I can do with this. There is still some sun coming in and out. I think I'd rather it be in because I don't want the contrast that I just suffered over there, and I just want it to be nice and flat. That's the trouble with coming out at this time of day. The sun is, even though it's autumn, the sun's still, you know, too high in the sky. You can see it now hitting the side of my face, and that is obviously lighting up the tree, and I don't want that. This is a woodland photograph. I want it to be dark, not dark, but I want it to be flat to a certain extent, balanced, and showing off the greens and browns and the textures. So it's going to be a focus stack. I think it's going to be 3 photos, maybe 4, close up, middle and far. So I'll set this up and I'll be right back. Right, so I've had to move some way back from where I was. You can see easiest way of doing this. Let's take this off quickly. My bag is over there now, and the reason for that is I wanted to use a longer focal length just to try and compress the image, because the tree with a wider lens, the tree was just too far away and it didn't feel like it was part of the scene. So I've moved back. I'm now shooting on, I think, 85, and I can show you on the screen what I've got. It's still there. So I'm going to do a focus stack, so you can see, I don't know if you can see actually now with the reflections. So we've got the root there, we've got this other tree here, and we've got the nice old gnarly tree at the top there. Alright, so hopefully you can see that. And after doing, rewatching these videos and stuff like that, I understand that the best way to do a focus stack is the foreground object, third into the middle, and then infinity or your furthest object. So that's what I'm going to do. It's going to be 3 shots, focus stacked using Lightroom and Photoshop. Fingers crossed it looks good, because here it is on the screen. So what I'm going to do now is I've come out, I'm kind of like in a big triangle, and I'm directly opposite where the car is parked. So I'm going to do a loop back to the car, and we'll see what catches my eye on the way back. Yeah, considering I came out after the school run and it was, I wasn't worried about sunrise or sunset, and it's the beauty of living somewhere like this. You can, even on a sunny day, you are going to find sort of refuge in the trees, and you try and sort of mould the light to your advantage. That's what I'm learning anyway. Make the best of what you've got, and hopefully learn something along the way. So that is all I have to say on that subject for now. Time to get bagged up, and I think we're going to go that way, and then it kind of loops back around the way we came, and hopefully I'll find some more compositions on the way, because I'm enjoying it. Oh, come on, lock up. There we go. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. If nothing else, it's brilliant being out in the fresh air. It's really mild today. I haven't even got a coat on, and here we are, wandering around the forest in the middle of October, having a whale of a time. Right, I've seen something else that I'm going to shoot, but I'm going to shoot it handheld, because I've got to lean over this bracken and there's no way I'm trampling in there to put the tripod up or anything like that, but I think that's okay. I think I can do it handheld. It's just off in the distance, and I've been looking for this for the last hour. Something like this anyway, not quite perfect as I'd like, but I'm going to take it in case I don't see another one. It's basically a yellow bush on its own, framed by some of these tall trees, with a relatively dark background. It's not perfect. I'd rather there be something darker behind it, because it's only trunks behind it. But I'm going to take this on a square crop and try and frame it so that I'm shooting over this bracken through the trees, and then let's see what I'm talking about. There's all this bracken here that I'm not going to trample, and I think it doesn't matter. I think I can do it handheld anyway. We're going to go into a square crop because I don't want it to, sorry. I'm going to go into a square crop because I don't want it to be too wide and have loads of distractions. There is somebody coming, so I'm just going to turn off the video camera for now to get it right in camera, because I didn't want to crop too heavily in post. I put the 70-200 on, zoomed right in, taken the shot. It may still need a tiny bit of cropping. I'm still quite happy with it, in as much as I'm as close as I can get on 200. So there's no manual focus on this one. Yeah, I was just trying a different. There's a tree here, you see, and I was just seeing which way should I go with it. Definitely that side, because it brings something else into play if I go this side, and it would be a massive distraction. So yeah, okay, here it is. Oh no, I think the rain is coming off. Fallen at a dead tree, covered in moss. Obviously some bracken seeds or some some of the bracken has sown its seeds in that moss, and it's now just growing a whole long line of bracken on top of this forest, on top of this tree. I need 10 minutes. Please let me get this in 10 minutes. I'm going to try and I'm going to take one shot as a safekeeper, and then I'm going to see if I can do a pano and make it nice and big and wide and just the top of that tree. So, but the rain is coming. Okay, so I've got it. It was a bit rushed. It's not quite right. Oh God, look at that tree. Could be here all day. I'm going to come back here. That would probably look better when the bracken dies. So I'm going to try and come back here every other week and see if I can get it brown, because it's kind of merging in with the background, as you're going to see in a minute. So it's not as good as I thought it was going to be, but it's still interesting. It's still a bit different. And I've never sort of photographed something similar to that before. So, okay, the rain is definitely on its way. So start walking back to the car and I'll see you there. That was thoroughly enjoyable. I loved every second of that. I nearly didn't come out today, but tea time. Yeah, I nearly didn't come out today, but some fresh air in here. This place is amazing. It's not far from Brockenhurst in the New Forest, and I reckon on a misty, foggy morning with all these trees, and when I say trees, I mean the dead ones, the ones that look all creepy and wound and windy and, you know, gnarly and stuff like that. And some of this moss and those trees and some mist, it will just be fantastic. So I am going to come back here next time there is mist, which I'm not quite sure how to predict, but I'll have to look that up and see if I can at least give myself the best chance. Chucky digestive time. Yeah, it's I'm relatively happy with all of those images that I got today. I haven't seen them on the screen yet. You have, but the last one was really rushed because it started raining, as you can see. And yeah, I don't want to. I want to come back and get that again, like I said at the time, when it's when all the brackens died, and it may be a nice dark log with green moss, and then golden bracken, if that's what happens. I don't know what happens to the moss, to be totally honest with you, but just imagine that dark wood, lighter brown, green, bright green moss, and then the gold bracken coming out the top. I just hope the background's favourable. I probably will set it up next time on a 2.8, maybe even on my macro, so that I can get some more separation from the background. Let me stop waffling about individual images, but I'm going to come back here. Today I was really happy with, really pleased with it, and if you enjoy my my adventures as I learn the landscape photography techniques and sort of fulfill this adventure that I'm on, then why not give it a thumbs up, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Why not? You never know. You may like next week's video too. See you soon.